The Jaz McKay Show is made possible by a grant from Hunt's Hog Shop, specializing in Harley-Davidson parts and accessories. Hunt's Hog Shop of Lansing.
Live from the studios of WELM and Continental Cable, it's the Jaz McKay Show. Tonight, Joy and Jazz and his fabulous babes, Shay and Michelle, as we talk TV with Kip Boney from Fox 47, Michigan Charlie, Raphael from Zero Tolerance, Marianne French from The French Connection, and Ed from Dave and Ed's Cinema Degraded. And me, I'm Kim Miller. And now, a man who is always on everyone's shit list. Ladies and gentlemen, call the police, it's Jaz McKay. Ow!
Good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday night in East Lansing, and this is the Jaz McKay Show, broadcasting live via cable. And we're one of the few shows still remaining on cable nowadays. I understand, boy, there's all kinds of problems with the cable companies. Tonight at midnight, over half of the broadcast stations in America are pulling their television broadcasting off of cable around the country. Tonight we're going to talk about television with our special guest, Raphael from Zero Tolerance. Michigan Charlie is here. Also, we have Ed from Dave and Ed's Cinema Degraded, and also Mr. Kip Boney from Fox 47. We're going to be talking about TV and what's going on. My absolute favorite network of all time is Fox, and that's just because I think they're the most outrageous and outlandish network to come down the pike. And yeah, you can applaud for Fox.
Definitely.
Fox is a hell of a damn network, I'm telling you. And we're going to talk about the new season. We're going to talk about some of the old shows. I'm going to ask Kip about some of the things. Like, whatever happened to Key West? That was one of my favorite shows on Fox.
Great.
Yeah, a lot of people like Key West. That was a cool show. Let's bring over my co-host tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kim Miller. Yeah, baby. And, the Kim, as we talked about last week, is she's done her own television program, which is, what is it called? Let me help you with that here. Let's see here. Let me get that in there. We want to get this nice and, let's get it right there on camera one. Are we on two?
I think it fits.
Right. And there we go. All right. Now we're all leveled up.
Yeah.
So have we decided exactly when your show is on now? Where there was a little dispute last week you weren't sure about.
Sometimes it's on Fridays, and I edited a new show today.
Okay, so that'll be on this coming Friday?
Yes.
And that'll be right here on this very station, channel
I think it should be on Friday.
56, right? Channel 56?
Think it should be. Yeah.
And it's called what?
MTR TV.
And it specializes in?
Rock videos, comedy.
Now this is not the same crap you see on MTV.
No, some of it is. Like, Aerosmith and that. But we have a lot of more independent bands. And we have a lot of real debaucherous
I know you play
sort of
rock.
comedy.
You play rock from some of my favorite bands, like White Zombie is,
Definitely White Zombie.
Yeah.
And a lot of
that's cool in my books.
like
right
we
there.
have Steve
and you play
Vai
guar too, right?
No.
Bitch!
I'm sorry.
Well, we're going to have to get you a guar tape so you can include guar on your show. We got our fabulous babes. Where are they? Are they back here? Hey, check it out. Here they are. My fabulous babes, Shay and Michelle, are here tonight, too. Wow, look at you. I like this top thing that you have.
Well, sparkly
and
get up.
sort of a hippie kind of a thing going here with the new 70s look, which is coming
retro
back.
Thing.
Folks, one of my favorite places, the thing, if radio people, DJs, and the like all have their favorite places to go and to hang out. Their favorite place to go and kind of get away from the traditional big-time nightclub type scene. I've never been much for nightclubs. I much prefer smaller, more intimate bars, places where I can get drunk real cheap. and my favorite place to go, and this is the God's honest truth, this is no bull, is a place called Mac's Saloon. And it is absolutely one of the finest local pubs and drinking establishments that you'll find in the city of Lansing. And I'd like to bring over the owner of Mac's Saloon. Pat is here. Where are you, Pat? How you doing, buddy?
How y'all doing?
Now, I figured I'd bring you up here tonight because you're going through a few little changes over there. I understand for the first time, and you can clip that here. It's is it the left side that we clip? Yeah, the left side. You're bringing up some bands. You're bringing some bands into Mac's Saloon.
We've got the little old hippie band or something.
The last hippie band?
My cousin's the keyboard player.
Yeah.
Last
Yours?
hippie band.
Yeah.
Little short guy.
Little
keyboard
short
player.
guy with
Short?
big tits.
He's short.
Come from your family?
He goes from my family. He doesn't have a
I
chest
believe
like
it's
mine.
You know, you're going to fill that place is going to be packed the night you have them in there. We have gone, I've seen them play, where was I? I saw them play at Ruskin's Reef one night. And Ruskin's Reef, you know, always has a fairly good business, I guess. But the night I went in, the place was just jammed. It was just packed. They have so many followers. Who else are you talking
We
to?
got the U of M MSU game this weekend
now that's
in
happening.
town, East Lansing.
Yeah, and you're going to be showing that? on the
Go
screen?
green, go white.
Yeah.
So you go down.
And you got a big tailgate party going on, I guess.
Behind the bar. Come up. We got some barbecue.
Now, we don't
Right.
we don't do advertising on this program, but just in case anyone was wondering where Mac's Saloon might be, you could go by and drop off. Pat takes money, by the way, for me. If anybody would like to, you know, there's a lot of people that say, Jazz, man, let's go out and have a beer. I won't buy you a drink. You know, and the thing is, I can't always make these engagements, so sometimes I'm not able to. If you'd like to go in, you can ask for Pat or Cindy or who else?
Pam.
Pam is there, and Wendy.
Absolutely.
And you can just put money in the Jazz McKay till, you see, and then it'll next time I come in, I get a free beer or two.
Is that like going back to Guam or what?
Yeah, exactly. And that's at 1210 South Washington for those of you who might be looking for a cool place to go hang out. Do we have a phone call? We have a phone call hanging on. Hello, you're on the air.
I'm on the air?
You are, buddy.
All right.
Talk to me.
Let's see. Where should we start?
Oh, no.
About, you want to talk about TV, right?
Let's talk about television.
All right. Do you think that there's enough nudity on TV or no? I mean,
Do I think there's enough?
or too much?
No, I don't think there's
No.
too much.
Nudity is beautiful.
It's a wonderful
Violence
thing.
that isn't.
Violence is beautiful too, if done well,
That's an American
with lots of
thing.
explosions and lots of fire.
Wait, fire's cool.
How do you feel about it?
Well, you know, in my house we don't got cable, so
Yeah.
I can't. No, we don't got like HBO and Cinemax, so we gotta go find our own fun. I thought maybe they should have it on, you know, regular TV,
Well, they have.
like you. I mean,
You know, we're gonna get into that. The rules are different on public access, and you've probably noticed that, right? As far as what we can say and what we can get away with, because it's really the last bastion of free speech in America. Is right in here. And of course, the FCC is working diligently every day to try and regulate public access
think
television.
they do in January.
And they
There's
do,
new
starting,
regulations.
they will be. New regulations come up, and we won't be able to say fuck, shit, piss, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker,
Get
tits,
it in now while you can.
or any of those other wonderful words that are driving all the blue-haired ladies to change the channel even as we speak. But I like coming down to your bar on Sundays and watching the football games.
Big screens, I mean, 8x8, you know.
Yeah,
They don't get no better unless you're playing the X-rated one.
Football is, yeah, have you done that yet?
I mean,
Any
it's
of those-
bigger in life. Bigger in life.
You got to plug in one of those computers and play a little virtual reality down there for everybody.
QB1 or 2,
There you
tell
go.
me.
But, no, and I wanted to say, too, I wanted to congratulate Jim Mora and the Saints like they're watching. What is it, 5-0 now? Undefeated. The Saints are going to go at least 2 games into the playoffs, you people, I'm telling you. And for those of you who are Lions fans out there, you got beat by Tampa Bay. What was that, 47-0? Something like that, anyway. Anyway, so it's this Saturday for the U of M and MSU tailgate party, which is going on out in the back, I guess, kind of behind.
Real close to this place is FMC. I'm not sure where that place
Yeah.
is at, but it's pretty close to South Washington.
It's over there on South Washington, around just up from Hooker Alley.
$20.
Hey, no problem. That's what I like. Pat, thanks for coming in. Pat from Mac's Saloon, guys. Give it up for him, man. And we're going to move things right along with my next guest coming up. It's Mr. Kip Boney from TV's Fox 47. Yeah. How you doing?
Hi.
Now, he and I have known each other sort of indirectly
On
for
the phone, kind of.
yeah, for a while now, and finally tonight's the first time that we've actually ever met.
Yeah, how do
And
these things work?
there you go. Like you don't know. This guy is one of the smartest people. He knows how. What's your official job over there? Your official title? Anyway?
Marketing and promotions.
Marketing and promotions.
Yeah.
This guy does. You see, when I was on MMQ, this guy thinks, well, I'm going to send him some free shit. And sure enough, by sending me free shit, I talked about you. I was like, hey, I got this big Batman poster from Kip over at Fox 47.
I sent you a
me
sweatshirt.
the sweatshirt and the hat.
But I was listening in the morning. You were doing this big long thing about Fox, and I thought, yes. This is great. I got to send this guy something. I mean, you can't.
I
do all
love
that
the
for
Fox
nothing.
network. What's the whole thing behind Fox?
Attitude.
Is that what it is?
Attitude. It's all an attitude.
They go through a lot of changes, and we were talking a little bit about. I mentioned Key West, and there's some other shows that have come and gone
I
real
miss
quick.
Key West. I thought that was a great show.
That was a great show, wasn't it? What happened with that?
A numbers game.
Really?
You know, and a lot of people were talking about that, how the networks a long time ago, they started with 60 minutes, and they let that go for a long time, even though it was down in the basement as far as the ratings go. But they said, this is a good show. We got to hang with it.
And the qualitative looks good for 60 minutes.
Yeah, and then after a while, it starts to pick up, and pretty soon they've got a great show on their hands. But now, Ben Stiller.
What happened to the Ben Stiller show?
Yeah, I know it.
That was a great
but now all the networks, and Fox is guilty of it too. I mean, if things don't start picking up really fast, boom, they're out of there.
How many shows are on network television?
Man.
All four networks. I mean, there's a lot of
probably 100 some odd shows.
And out of those 100 some odd shows,
they figure there's going to be.
You need to be in the top 10, top 20.
No, actually, you can go to about top 50, and after that, it gets pretty shaky whether you stick around or not.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, Fox has consistently had the best shows, most imitated, certainly now. I mean, when Fox started, that wasn't the case.
No.
There was so much criticism from everybody.
Hey, but you know, it's tough. I mean, you think about it now, they started in '86, and that wasn't that long ago. If you're going to start a network, you've got to, I mean, you're going to have a bunch of failures. There's just no way around it. But like I said before, I mean, it really boils down to the attitude. They've got this idea that if you're going to work, you've got to be different. You know, you've got to do things in a different way. And I think now that they're really starting to pick up some steam, it's making a difference, because now they can say, we're going to put this show on. I know people aren't used to something like this, but they're used to watching that on Fox, so it's going to fly, you know.
Did they promote the Ben Stiller show? Did they promote The Edge as well as they should have? Because those shows were certainly, I mean, they were so far off the wall, I can see why that they would probably have a lot of the, blue hairs out there turning the channel. Yep. But, man, there's a lot of hip guys like us, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of hip guys like us who don't get off on the Carol Burnett-style humor, which seems to
That's right, and Ben Stiller won the Emmy last week, so I don't know how to... You know, they have to look at things like that and say, is there going to be a big audience for this, a little audience, and we'll stick it in this time spot, and if it picks up, and does better, then they'll put it in a better time slot, and it's a shame in a lot of ways, but it's still a numbers game, and if it doesn't pull the numbers, then you're going to have to, get rid of it. So
Bakersfield PD is looking good to me. I love that show.
I was just going to say I watched it tonight before I came over. And that's a really, really good show, and in a lot of ways, that's a really typically Fox show.
Sure it is.
It's great humor.
It looks like it should be a drama.
Yeah, you never know where it's going.
Right.
And that's a hot show, but that's another one, 8:30 on a Tuesday night, and people are thinking, I don't know, it's not a great time slot. But it may really pick up, it may go into another time slot. I think it's going to do pretty well.
Let's look at a clip. I believe we have a clip queued up from Bakersfield PD.
Yeah, I like
and we're going to take a look at that right now. And this is on Tuesday nights at 8:30 on the Fox network. We do not have a clip.
Oh.
Yes, we do. It's not queued. Well, do we have a phone call?
We can talk around it.
We do have a phone call? Okay, well, let's talk to our phone call while Mike queues up the tape. How you doing?
Hold on a second. I gotta get the guy who really wants to talk to you.
Okay.
He's in the bathroom, right?
Okay. Here it is.
Here it is. Hello.
What are we?
I'm glad you asked me that question.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, we were waiting for you while you were doing something.
Speak.
You're on.
Okay. The guy from Fox.
That's me.
That's him.
All right. They play 90210 on Fox, right?
Yeah.
Is that on every week?
Every week. 8 o'clock on Wednesday.
Oh, it's on Wednesday now.
Check your local listings. Always has been.
Oh, all right. Is there going to be any new episodes coming out, or?
Yeah, there was a new one tonight.
You made up that question at the last minute, didn't you?
Actually, I'm not the one who really wanted to talk. He's still in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
What an asshole.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, I'll tell you what, just hang on. We're going to, I think we should have that clip queued. Hang on, okay?
Okay, tell him not to push.
Okay, hang on. Okay, we're cluing up the kip. I mean, we're queuing up the clip. And we do have it queued now? Am I getting the nod? Is that the official nod, Dan? All right. Okay, we're going to run the clip now for Bakersfield PD. Let's take a look at Bakersfield PD on Fox. Here we go.
115 miles northeast of Los Angeles is a little town called Bakersfield.
Excuse me! Can you tell me where Chaparral Lane is?
And when Big City Sergeant Paul Gigante asked for a transfer,
Hey! I've never seen a black guy with a compass ball before.
he never dreamed he'd end up here.
Get out! I'm a cop! Hey! I'm a cop too! Where are you from? D.C., District of Columbia? Colombian, huh? Now they're hiring foreign cops.
There's been a lot of cop shows on television.
Let's go, Dano.
But this fall,
Police, freeze! Stop it now!
only one show captures the gritty realism of life on the beat.
I said stop! What do you want me to shoot you?
Bakersfield PD.
Check it out. Bakersfield PD, folks.
Like it.
I like that show a lot. It's not condescending to stupid white people who live in Bakersfield. It's funny without being being nasty. I
Yeah,
think.
you got to be able to take a joke, and it's good.
Is Rock live now still?
Not this
or-
season. It was last season. It was for the whole season. But they decided to move it to Tuesdays, and I'll tell you, it's tough doing a live show, Jazz.
Tell me about it.
Hey!
But that's what that gave it a great edge.
It was a great twist, and you know, I watched it last season, and I was amazed at how well they did for a live
And
show.
wasn't it great how they were able to get
It
the
was
jokes?
topical.
I mean, they're
Yeah,
very
I mean,
topical.
Whatever
Stuff that
happened
the
that day or
yeah.
even an hour ago, they could blend into the show, which was a cool idea. But I guess it was really hard on the cast to have to do that every week from the production standpoint or whatever, so they moved it back to tape. But there again, that was one of those things. That's what I think is cool about Fox, and I'm not saying it because I work for them. But they do stuff that's different. They always do things that are different. You know, you remember the halftime show they did during the Super Bowl?
Yes, during the Super Bowl a couple of years ago with Living Color.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, I read this.
now
thing.
wasn't that live? That was also live, wasn't it?
Yeah, they sent this thing down. We're going to try to program against the Super Bowl. Oh, that's a good idea. And so they put on in Living Color, and they do a live show. And I mean, it did really, really well. There were a ton of people that switched over for obvious reasons because the halftime show is pretty boring on network television. And you notice how they changed the next year? The Super Bowl had a completely different look at halftime from the year before.
I think if Fox ever gets into doing some sports, you need to go that same direction that they did with. Did anybody ever watch the World Football League? You see the World Football League?
Vicky.
Yeah, my wife watched. We used to watch. I remember the first time I saw the World Football League. They had microphones in the helmets, folks. So you hear this like, boom, boom, you motherfucker, boom, oh shit, you know. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell? But that was a whole new,
Different kind of
a whole new
football.
thing, yeah. And with the little helmet cams and whatnot, you saw a whole different thing.
I don't know if they're ever going to do sports.
Are they going to do a network news show?
Yeah. Yep.
I know it
Fox
looks like they're getting ready to it because they have
Fox
Fox
is
up.
real big into news, but there again, they want all the affiliates like us to do news, obviously, and they're trying to position this thing to be different. I mean, it's not going to be the same news that you see on CBS and NBC and ABC. It's going to be Fox kind of news, even locally. It'll
be hip.
different. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be obviously there's news content you got to have in there. Everybody's got to know what's going on, but the way you present it is going to be different. It's going to be geared for the Fox audience.
Sure, which I hope is a
That's cool.
majority audience. I believe we have a member of our audience standing by on the phone. I don't know if it's the same guy or not. Hello?
Hello.
You there?
Feel better?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just thinking of ideas in the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay,
I hope everything came out okay.
Yeah, it did. I got a question. It didn't come yeah, okay. The guy from Fox, I have a question for him.
All right.
While I was in the bathroom, I was thinking of a show idea for him. Since 90% of the greatest thoughts occur on the toilet,
Boy, you got that right, don't you?
why don't you have a whole show about thinking of things on the toilet?
Yeah. Did you think up a name for it yet?
Yeah, do you have a name
It
for
happens because we shit.
it? I think you need to go back in the bathroom and think it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
No, I
Put
want
it
to
in 20 words or less.
20 words or less?
Yeah, when you want to sell an idea, it takes 20 words or less. But you know,
Just
a
name
show
it
about
shit.
toilets. I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Okay, I got one more question.
Okay.
Okay, about Donna and David. Are they ever going to do it?
Not on TV.
No, I mean, are we going to be waiting for them to do it forever? I know they won't show it because it's not public access.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think the element of the mystique of not knowing for sure is what carries shows out for a long time. I think sometimes if you bring too much on at once, you kind of blow the whole thing. I think there's some shows that have done that kind of shoot their wad.
You got to
too
keep
fast
that sexual tension up there.
Yeah, and it really strings the show. Moonlighting, you remember that whole thing? Yeah, they took that out for a couple of years.
It's like, jumper, for Christ's sakes,
everybody's
Bruce.
going home.
Jumper.
Yeah, but they didn't do it.
Anything else, buddy? Thanks for calling. We appreciate it.
Back to the can.
Back to. Let's get that Simpsons clip queued up. What's the deal with Simpsons? What a great concept. Now, some people may not realize that Simpsons grew out of a blackout feature from the old Tracy Ullman show.
And that's still on, I think, on Lifetime.
On Lifetime, I caught that the other day, man.
And you go back and look at those because you forget what Simpsons used to look like.
Yeah, it looks totally different, doesn't it?
Yeah, different voices, different looking people, but you can see the offshoot of that. I mean, the characters aren't that much different, but boy, what a show that's turned out to be.
Is that the most successful animated primetime series in history?
Absolutely. Well, what was it, Family Dog? Anybody remember Family Dog?
That last a day?
Anybody watch the one show? What was that, CBS, I think, that ran that?
No, there was another one, too, called, see if you remember this one, Wait Till Your Father Gets Home.
You got me stumped. I don't even know what that one is.
Anybody remember that one? Remember that? Yeah, we got a couple of people in here old enough to remember.
Yeah.
That's between Flintstones and Simpsons. And what was it, about 73, 4, something like that? 75. I know I was in high school when it was on. And it was just, it was actually a pretty funny show.
Yeah.
Artwork was, but it was prime time, probably lasted one season. And then you had the Flintstones, the only other thing. What's the secret to the Simpsons, you think?
Because it's adult humor. I mean, it really is across the board, and they don't make any bones about it. I mean, it's not trying to be a kid's show, but I think what you can do is you concentrate on the humor because you're not so worried about watching people. And you can exaggerate cartoon characters in all the ways, like when Barney burps and I mean, you can't do that with a real person, but it's great. Because
and the timing is brilliant, too.
Yeah, and I mean, it's great writing. It really is. And I think they've done a lot of what Roseanne's done, too, is not just make funny shows, but they sort of address things about families and everything else. So believe it or not, there's a message in there.
No, there absolutely is a message. We have a clip, I believe, don't we? Yes, we do. I hear the magic voice yelling back to me. This is from The Simpsons on Fox 47. Roll the tape.
Oh, Nettie, why has God forsaken us?
I can't imagine what we could have done to... Oh no!
Hey, Peg, you gotta take better care of the house. These plants are all lifeless and limp.
Maybe they'd feel more at home in the bedroom. Al.
Oh, the network slogan is true. Watch Fox and be damned for all eternity.
That's the first time I've seen that. Was that just a promo piece, or was that?
Yeah, that was actually from last season. That was something that we put together. But I think that's what's great about it, because you can take what other network show makes fun of its own network in that way.
I noticed that on Rock the other night.
Yeah.
They said something about he was grounding the little girl that's living with him now. No more watching Fox on Sunday nights.
That's right. That's right. But that's what's cool about it, because Fox has got so much of an image. I mean, they really do. People say, I'm going to go home and watch Fox. They don't say, I think I'll go home and watch CBS tonight.
Yeah, you got a point there.
You watch Fox because it's got this whole image to it. And
one of the things that I'm real excited about is this show, Briscoe County Jr., because it has one of my favorite actors, Bruce Campbell, in it.
Isn't that cool?
He is so funny, and what a great show that is. Yep. Bringing back the Western, that's got to be tough.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot like the Wild Wild West. If you watched that years ago, it's the same kind of thing of it's kind of a comedy, it's kind of a drama, an adventure, and all that stuff all rolled into one. So you just go on this hour-long ride, and it's great because there's a lot of humor in it. There's a lot of action, and it's pretty realistic for that kind of show. I mean, they spent a lot of money producing the show, and it looks like it.
You got a good lineup there on on Friday nights with The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. and The X-Files.
Yeah,
which if you folks have not seen The X-Files, we're going to run a clip from Briscoe County first, and then I want to run a clip from The X-Files, which is one of my new favorite shows. And let's roll that. Are we ready? Yes, we are. I hear the voice once again. All right, roll that tape.
Marshal Briscoe County was the greatest lawman the West had ever known. But he just retired. Now, his son is going to follow in his footsteps.
I can outshoot, outride, outspit, outfight, outthink John Bly or any one of his gang.
Right into danger.
He touched Pete's piece. Nobody touches Pete's piece. John Bly's coming here to rob a train.
What train? Oh, a train. The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
Yeah, that's Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead.
Right.
And which is he's got a. We were talking about this with Mike Hughes, who, you told me on the phone you didn't think Mike Hughes likes Fox very much, and you know what?
Not if you read what he writes.
Right, and but the funny thing is with Mike, I think that if you take it show by show and break it right down and say, well, what about this? What about Rock? What about Bakersfield? What about this? He'll I love it. If you say, well, do you like Fox? He'll probably say no. But if you say to Mike Hughes, well, do you like these shows? And you break everything down.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of that, because I think he's had the impression that Fox kind of programs for the lowest common denominator,
Well, even if you do, what's wrong with that?
Simple humor. Well, he doesn't like that. I mean, but there are a lot of shows. I mean, this is a great example. This lineup has got a lot of great shows that are they're fun to watch. I mean, they aren't, there's lowbrow humor, there's highbrow humor, there's everything in there.
Well, there's also the originator of the style of reality programming that we see a lot nowadays, with Real Life Stories, the Highway Patrol, and all these other offshoots. We have the original Cops on Fox, and what a concept that was. I mean, what a cheap show to put together.
Yeah. Money.
You need a sound guy and a camera dude out, and then the actors work free.
There's so many people doing that now, but it still works. I mean, Rescue 911 came out of that thing, and Cops has been around a long time, and it's still firefighters. Yeah, it goes on and on and on. It's still the #1 show on Saturday.
You're doing well when you've got everybody and all the other networks and independent producers copying your stuff. Yeah. Let's run a clip from The X-Files if we can get that queued up. Now, The X-Files
that is a cool show.
This is a very cool show, folks, and it's kind of hard to describe. They're like UFO hunters, but
I
not
mean,
really.
If you got an interest in supernatural stuff, this is going to be a great show for you. But I've got to tell you, when we were watching the clips, when I went out to see the previews of these things, this was the one show that right off the bat, I mean, just watching this preview, I thought, geez, this has got great potential. If it looks anything like this preview, it's going to be a hot show. And it's really turned out that way. This is like a great quality show that you really get hooked on.
It's along the lines, I don't know.
I can explain it real quick if you want me to.
Yeah, go for it.
But it's 2 FBI agents, and they're sent to investigate the X-Files, and those are the UFOs and the supernatural kind of things. One agent really believes in this whole thing, and the other one's a real skeptic. So they don't, obviously the lack of chemistry is there with those two, but the whole thing's sort of set up around that, and it's a great show.
Well, let's run that clip then from The X-Files on Fox Friday nights at 9 o'clock. It's The X-Files. Roll that tape, Mike, please.
Special Agent Dana Scully.
I'm looking forward to working with you.
Oh, really? I was under the impression that you were sent to spy on me.
Special Agent Fox Mulder.
Oh, isn't it nice to be suddenly so highly regarded?
2 FBI investigators assigned to the same cases for different reasons, both trying to answer questions they were never supposed to uncover.
Seal this up. Right now, nobody sees or touches this. Nobody.
The X-Files.
Agent Mulder, what are his thoughts?
Agent Mulder believes we are not alone.
Another thing I really love is the fact that your promos all look like movie trailers. like you would see, not just a bunch of cutesy crap, but it's like real life big screen stuff.
Yeah.
Another great show. We gotta roll through this real quick. Yeah. Living Single is one that I wholeheartedly endorse. I'm not real big on Negro television. I mean, if it's done well, I like it. Martin, I'm not too crazy about. Living Single, though, I'm real impressed with. That is a great show. That is on the Sunday night lineup. Well, Sunday nights change periodically. They have quite a bit. We have at 7 o'clock Townsend Television, which I've yet to see.
See, there's another one. Robert Townsend.
Robert Townsend's a very funny guy.
Yeah. But that's in a time slot against 60 Minutes, and I'd love to see that do well, but
against 60 Minutes, that's going to be tough. But then again, there's those of us who really hate the news sometimes.
Yeah.
And Maury Schaefer. Martin, Living Single comes up at 8:30. Married with Children, of course, 9 o'clock Sunday nights. Everybody knows either they're watching it or they're taping it. That's probably the most successful show on Fox. And Daddy Dearest, which I think I think it could carry itself. I don't even think it needs the Married with Children lead-in, but what a great hour of comedy that is. Married with Children and Daddy Dearest, which is a great show with Don Rickles coming back from his old CPO Sharkey days.
Yeah.
And it's good to see him back. And I want to thank you, Kip Boney, for coming in and sharing some of this stuff with us tonight. Tell Jane I said hey.
I will do that.
All right, Kip Boney, ladies and gentlemen. As we continue with the program, we're talking about television tonight. You know, you too could have your own television show. It's really very easy. I don't think a lot of people understand how exactly public access works. We're going to find out right now as we bring up our next group of guests. I've got the list here. It's so long, I've got to read this list off. We have Raphael coming up here from Zero Tolerance. Also, we have Michigan Charlie. Michigan Charlie, where are you? From Michigan Charlie's Fishing Show. How you do, buddy? Have a sit. Have a sit. And first time we've met.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Great.
And also Ed from Dave and Ed's Cinema Degraded is here. Now, first of all, let's get everybody level-lured here and let's talk. Who has the longest running public access show out of you guys?
I started in December.
You started in December?
Under various names, we've been going 8 or 9 years. But listen, I didn't manage to catch Pat, but I want to just make sure that you get your dollar for the beer fund there.
See the beer fund, folks. Yeah, Raphael, all right. We'll add that into that old beer fund over at Max Saloon, 1210 South Washington. So, and how long have Cinema Degraded, is it still on, or
no.
It's no longer on?
No, it stopped a little while ago.
What a great show.
Yeah, David moved, and I moved for a little while, but I'm back in town now. So we're talking about doing some other things later on, but we put out 6 shows.
What got any one of you? What made you decide to come to public access?
Well, I began with a TV show called The 666 Club, which was pretty much kind of a jab at the Christian fundamentalists of the 700 Club.
Not you.
And a platform to put up local talent and bands and poets and stuff. And basically, my band was on like about half the time. So
much like Bad Oscar was.
So self-publicization. You know.
Sure. And how did you do it? You came down to here to
ELM,
just
it's real easy. You just come down, take a few classes, and they'll get you set up. You need to have a couple of reliable friends that aren't going to be wrecking the equipment, but you know.
They let us use this equipment, folks, absolutely free of charge. They do everything for us here. I mean, they help. I mean, we have to do all the production of the shows and whatnot, but I mean, they're very cooperative people here at ELM. Has anybody worked over at Continental Cable or any other cable systems at all?
No.
Michigan Charlie, did you? What made you decide you wanted to do a fishing show on public access?
I got to tell you, probably 20 years ago, when I did a lot of fishing, I decided that I wanted to do a show. And PA is the only one that ever done anything for me. I knew no one in commercial TV. PA is great. They'll help you with everything.
Did you watch a lot of fishing shows years ago?
Sure.
You just say, hey, absolutely. I can do this. I can do what these guys are doing.
I'm doing what these guys are
doing. There you go.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
And you've been doing it since December?
The show, yes.
And I mean, you've got quite a long list of viewers out there. I see your wall of your little picture wall.
Oh yes.
It's always getting more and more contributions.
In the club alone, I have 130. Well, there's 137 now.
Right.
Remember, so there's at least 137 viewers that are viewing it. But there's a lot of them that I don't even know that passed me on the street, a weird feeling to have somebody wave to you and say, "Hi, Michigan Charlie," and I don't know who this guy is. You know, oh yeah, hi.
I'll see you on TV.
Yeah, that's it.
Ed, how'd you get started in this?
About 3 summers ago, when I lived up here, I was taking classes for the summer. I didn't know about public access because prior to that, I lived on campus, and so one day we were just sitting around and we flicked it on and we saw Raphael's show. So we just saw these guys
Which one,
sitting there.
the Devil Show? Or?
No, Zero Tolerance.
Zero Tolerance.
And then on another night we'd see Bob and John. So at that point, that's the only thing I knew about it was just sitting, talking about certain views and opinions and things like that.
Which, if I can interject, we are also somewhat responsible for. I originally invited John and Bob to
Did
come
you
down
really?
and I
You
have
started
to
that mess?
I'm proud. I support
geez.
different people coming on and
geez.
showing their viewpoints.
Well, based on that, we thought, we'd have a movie show or something where we talk about movies and whatever. And then there's Mike and Matt's Meaty Meanderings where they already do that. So yeah, we thought maybe we would do that, but then maybe throw in a couple like homemade movie parodies or something.
Sure.
And so we came in here after a while and we talked to the guys and they told us what we'd have to do. And so we just started doing it. And then our original idea was to have people send in their own films, and when people didn't do that, we said, we got to make our own. So we would just make them. It'd take a while to produce. It'd take sometimes up to a couple months to produce one show, and maybe even longer. And once we moved out of Lansing, we had to kind of work our time schedule out, and it took us 6 months to put out our last show. But the time also we were able to put a lot of time in to get real meticulous and get some good stuff out of it.
Yeah, people don't realize how much work it really takes to put together something like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Now, what you and I do, considerably easier. You don't do, your show is taped, right?
Yes, taped.
And so you're in that production studio and they're editing tape and doing all that stuff. Did any of you guys before you came down here have any television experience whatsoever?
Turn it on.
Well, I think we got clip. Do we have clip from everyone? Okay, we do. I love this voice thing I'm getting from Mike back in the control room. Let's roll a clip from Zero Tolerance, which is Raphael's show, which my director and producer Mike Anderson actually worked on with you for a while.
This, as a matter of fact, is the clip that we entered a couple years ago for the cable contest.
Uh-huh.
And we got like the 41st worst ratings out of 43. and it has, I understand it has Bob on there.
This has got Bob Glenn on it, one of my favorite people, Bob Glenn. Let's roll that tape right now from Zero Tolerance. Hold on a second. Okay.
You really think so? If I wanted to right now, I could go out and grow as many marijuana plants as I wanted.
Yeah, but you have to.
It directly ties into
But
that
see,
issue.
You could also, like you said, grow tomatoes and eat your own tomatoes. You could also very cheaply make your own glue and sniff it. There's lots of things that you could do to get high. The real facts are, the reason it was illegalized is the paper and timber industry.
And plastics.
And, well, mostly paper and timber industry thought that it was a threat to their production. And it was. Remember, our Constitution is written on hemp paper.
Well, anyway, caller.
I could also like to see Raphael buck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anyway, caller, we've...
First. Oh, we're not going to show Bob making a fool of himself. I want to see Bob making a fool of himself. Does he make a fool of himself?
He gave as good as he got.
Bob and I just had a pitch down here the other night. Just a pitch down. I mean, I don't take this stuff very seriously at all. To me, this is just fun, This is public access. This is fun. But Bob Glenn just takes it way too seriously. Chill out. You're going to have a heart attack, bud.
They're fighting for people's souls,
Yeah. Michigan Charlie, what was the idea? What came into your head when you first decided to do this? What did you want to do? Did you want to just have a bunch of buddies you go out fishing with? Or
and to teach other people how to fish. That's what basically our show is about, is to teach them how. We show how to catch more fish, because when you're out fishing, you go to catch fish. That's what you go for. And it's a lot of fun. Oh, yeah. Everybody gets involved.
You do some stuff. You do some stuff in the studio also. You do stuff out in the field, obviously. Out.
Yes, I do.
And how do you go about that? You set up a camera on a tripod on the boat, and
it sits on a boat on a stand, tripod, same thing.
Just, you sit there, you drink beer, you fish, and
well, no, I don't drink beer. I quit that. I got too old to drink beer. Anyways, how I got started in it was just by watching. I just happened to be jumping the channels and hit channel 11, and at that time was PA.
Right.
And they said, if you want to make your own show, just like I like one, I've been wanting to for 20 years. Here's my chance. It's fantastic.
Do we have a clip from your show?
Just the start of my show.
Let's roll a clip from Michigan Charlie's fishing show here. All right, you recorded all that music yourself, right?
Yes.
Now, when you told your wife that you were going to do this,
she divorced me.
Get out! How do your friends? Did they think? Oh, what are you doing
Well,
here?
sure. There's everybody thought, you TV? No way.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I worked with a bunch of nice guys, and once they realized I was serious about it, then they all wanted to get into it, and they get into it a lot.
So, do you have your own crew? How do you set yourself up?
Yes, we have the crew over there, and
it's one of the things that we should talk about here, because if you're ever of the mind that you'd like to do this sort of thing, it's a really good idea to have a lot of really good friends, or at least like me, be famous that people will actually come out and do shit for you for no. I mean, we have a great crew here of people that come out every Tuesday without any compensation whatsoever. Although I did give Tony a hat. To do this stuff, and if it weren't for them, there would be no way we could do live shows. I imagine probably taping would probably need fewer people than you do for doing live stuff, but it's still one of these things that it's teamwork. I mean, you need to have a good solid crew behind you. Do you do all the technical stuff yourself, or do you have somebody that does that for you?
I do it all.
You do it all. Now, see, you're rolling classes down here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, anyway. I actually never did. I just kind of slipped in under the door. You're rolling classes, and I guess after that they determine if you're able to use the equipment properly. Then if there's a time slot, they give it to you. I think we do actually have time slots, don't we? Available from 9 until 10 o'clock on Tuesday nights. Oh no, wait a minute. That's right. John Megopoulos is doing his show. Oh well, if you can do a better show than John, then you're certainly welcome to come on down. I think we have a phone call standing by too. Hello, are you there, caller? Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, Jazz. It's Craig Butler. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Let's see. Hey, whatever happened to your whistle pig?
Whistle pig.
He's here.
Whistle pig's right over here. Whistle.
Call his fat ass over.
Haul his fat ass over?
Yeah.
Hey, don't piss him off. Don't piss him off.
Your name.
What else is on your mind tonight?
Yeah, we were wondering if we could see that big fat bitch you got there.
The what?
He's a really nice color.
I don't. What I heard big fat bitch.
Her tits. We want to see
Her tits. Oh, you're talking about Kim Miller's tits?
Yeah.
God damn, man, come on, get some class, dude. You bosoms, breasts, not big fat tits. You're sick. Get off my phone. You have to put up with this same shit?
Worse.
Worse?
Yeah.
I hear the phone ringing again. Now it's probably his mother calling.
In fact, we had a caller who called and was verbally assaulting the female members of our panel and claimed to be you.
Oh, really?
And I believed him for a second.
Remember the time I came in and Rambo'd your show?
Yeah, I remember that. And you're welcome back anytime. Jim.
We were sitting next door over at the Park Inn Hotel drinking beer, and it's like, hey, let's watch Public Ed, because I'm not able to see it since I don't have cable. And so I flip it over and I'm watching the show, and I'm like sitting there with all these people saying, you know what? I could go over there right now and get on there. And they're like, no, you couldn't. I'm like, you watch. You know, I went running out and I ran next door here, walked in and just stood here until Raphael invited me over, and just blew them all away. And I collected like $5 from each one of them. You know, it was like the bet was going. I think we have another person standing by on the phones. Yo.
Jazz, how's it going?
Hanging, buddy. How you doing, man?
Hey, Michigan Charlie kicks ass.
Don't he though?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The beauty of public access is that it is just real people doing television. I wish they had something like that for radio. It'd be nice, but real people doing broadcasting instead of a bunch of high-priced, snotty professionals. And once you become professional, you can't work here any longer.
Hey, Jazz.
Yeah.
Can I see the moles on your ass?
Can you see what?
The mole on you.
The moles on your ass.
You want to see the moles on my ass? I got no moles. I got a couple of big boils and a few zits, if that'll turn you on.
Oh.
You're a sick, disgusting individual.
There's some sick callers.
Yeah.
We need to get some dollar bills out so we can have them go buy a clue.
Yeah, we could use some more dollar bills like the one Raphael brought down, folks. We do accept gifts. That's the way it works. You know, we can't do, now how's it work? You've been doing this for a long time now. Exactly how does this sponsorship thing work or not work? Like Hunt's Hog Shop contributes periodically. They gave me, he gave me a VCR for dubbing and has tossed a few bucks for videotapes and stuff like that. We thank him at the beginning of the show. I got in some trouble a couple of weeks ago for overdoing it, I guess.
Yeah, we've never had the class to be able to attract a sponsor for us. The biggest problem with us is that I always border on the verge of endorsing political candidates and stuff, and you're not really supposed to do that either.
You can't do that either?
Technically, you're not supposed to. And but it's public access, so people kind of go a little over the. Though I gotta say that our show probably goes a little more over the edge than yours, because we actually got taken off the air.
You did.
We got removed for a month.
You guys were just drunker than shit.
Yeah,
one
they
night.
found the alcohol in the studio.
See, now that happens. I mean, it happens. It's not like it's never happened on this show. I've never been drunk on this show, folks. Never. Not once. Ed, have you ever been drunk on your show?
On my show?
No, on his show.
On his show? I've never been on his show.
Well, we'll change that if you're.
We'll all come down and get drunk on your show.
I've been drunk and watched his show, but never.
But, Charlie, do you have sponsorships at all going on your program?
No, I do have some members donate to me, and that helps me a little. But no, I put the bill.
Yeah, we get all of the equipment. Like I said, is not given, but I mean it's we're allowed to use it for free, and this is multi-million-dollar equipment. But yet again, once in a while, we need things like tape, or we need like I'd like to get a 3/4-inch deck at home, and I found one for sale. If I can get somebody to contribute, then I'll get that sucker, and then I'll start. But the thing is, we don't really make any money at this. We just do this. We do this so that we may bring you, the viewer, all this great entertainment. Let's roll some entertaining stuff right now. Ed, folks, and your partner Dave have produced some awesome stuff. You might recognize him as the guy that pees in his pants during a corporate meeting in the Depends commercial that we run. And we have a little clip of some of the stuff that Ed, which I think this stuff is genius.
Right. We might only have time for maybe even just one.
Just one?
Or I don't know. It's up to Mike in the control room, but I think we're going to cut the last one off.
Don't cut the last one.
Just look at the time.
Okay. You're watching time closer than I am. I still got 9.5 minutes. All right. Let's roll that tape from Dave and Ed's Cinema Degraded. It's public access on the Jaz McKay Show.
He was that cute, lovable little kid left all by himself in Home Alone. Now he's fat, he's ugly, and he's going to college.
Come on, Kevin, I know
I love that, man. That is great shit. That is fucking great. But you're not doing the show's not on anymore, right?
But we're talking about doing something.
You should.
More.
I mean, you're good. You really have a knack for it. You truly do. A good sense of timing.
It's like a live-action Beavis and Butthead.
Yes, yes. I think we have a phone call standing by. Let's go to the phones. Yellow!
Hey, that was cool.
Hey, did you like that?
Damn right.
That was funny as hell.
Just like to say something to Raph.
This
Yeah.
guy...
What?
Huh?
To Raphael,
I'm here.
tell Kim Lucas we know who she is. Thanks.
Tori!
Threat to me.
Tori!
Was that some inside thing we should be aware
You gotta
of?
watch the show to understand. We have
A running gag sort of a thing? Kind of an ongoing
Well, we have a
search for...
Okay, what it is these two girls call like 3 times in a row. We usually only let people talk once, and each of them called 3 times in a row on the show and just really slagged each other. We're just yelling and cussing at each other. So we invited them both on the next week, live. And only one showed up, and we kind of adopted her. And basically, usually don't talk about sports, but she is a real big booster of the Spartan sports program, so we talk about it sometimes with her.
Well, that's cool.
That's what she's interested in.
See, that's what public access is all about. I mean, it really is. It's really, a lot of people don't realize, I think, with the advent of the fiber optics and everything, one of the reasons why I think some of us are doing this, if nothing else, we're getting experience for those 500 channels we keep hearing about that are going to be coming down the pike here in the next 10 years. And they're going to need broadcasters, they're going to need people to do television, and that's where public access, in a lot of ways, I think is an educational experience for a lot of. I know I've learned a hell of a lot doing this, and I think that we can expand and go into other things. Do you guys want to continue? Would you like to make money at this?
Yeah. What I was going to say is that having been involved in university and everything, is people always bitch about not being able to get experience and whatever, and they say, people always want experience, but how can you get hired if you don't have it, and whatever. But I mean, this is something that's
what a great
overlooked.
Yeah, I've done
and
the
it's
same
all
thing.
for free.
That's why I told people this is a place for people to come to learn without having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in tuition, to go to MSU.
And you can put it on your resume, and show it.
And this is practical working experience.
Exactly.
You just that we don't collect
You're not
paychecks.
getting paid,
at the
but
end
then
of the
again,
week.
that also looks like something. Hey, people could respect, I guess.
I think so. I think that the product is the end result is all that really matters. And is the end result, are you happy with what you're doing? And are people watching? Do you think you can take this someplace else? I mean, those are questions only you and all the other people who do public access can answer. We don't know of any current openings here at WELM as far as public access shows are concerned. But I guess I can go ahead and probably make this announcement that this time slot on Tuesday nights from 11 until 12 will become available within the coming weeks. We are in the process of winding down our stint here at WELM. We have approximately 1, maybe 2 more shows at the most that we're going to be doing. I can't really tell you what's going on because it's kind of top secret stuff, but I've got some shit that I'll share with you next week, I'm sure, as far as what I'm doing and where I'm going from here. Now I know you're working down here actually, interning and doing some stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting a second degree right now, so I'm doing it for credit, and plus there's a lot of things in this place that I don't know much about, so I'm still learning more. And
but, during the day, what do you do for a living besides?
I'm a student right now.
So you're pretty much mooching off mom and dad, and
then I'm making money. I'm working at PBS also on campus. And then for any students watching, if anyone has classes where you can watch the class on TV, I do that too.
No way.
Yeah. So
you're the AV nerd, right?
Yeah. So
were we all AV nerds in school? Did you ever have to run the projector in health class?
In my audiovisual class, I got thrown out of it because I destroyed the roll of film. He made me go to the principal's office.
I was always the one geek with glasses. Hey, let's get one of these geeks with glasses to run this thing. Hey, there, let's get Jazz up here. Okay. I knew how to make the top loop bigger than the bottom loop and all that stuff. What do you do for a living, Michigan Charlie? I mean,
I work at a automobile trim plant at American Sunroof Company's name. I don't know if I can say it.
Sure, you can
but
say it.
But that's where I work. I put in 40 hours a week, just about like everybody else does.
That's the thing about, like I was saying about public access. This is television for average people, produced by average people, and there's not a lot of highfalutin, hoity-toity professional television broadcaster types around here. What do you do?
Don't ask.
What do you do? Come on,
ask.
tell me.
The police may be watching. Don't ask.
Yeah. Right. You collect unemployment, don't you?
No, I've never leached off the government.
Yeah, you only leech off women. You bastard, you. I know you. What? We have 1 minute? We have 1 minute left to go. Public access. You can contact the, you're watching this on Tuesday nights as we're doing this live here in East Lansing. WELM, it's TCI Cable. The man to talk to is Joe Murphy. And if you're interested in doing a public access show, I advise you to call up. And I guess there are probably waiting lists and whatnot. Did you guys ever have to get on a waiting list, or did you just jump right into it?
There's shows going on right now that have been repeated, and if you ask me if something comes up worthy of replacing it, it will.
I think so. I think if somebody hasn't produced a show in, say, a couple of weeks, then they should.
But you better watch out, because I bet John and Bob probably have an idea for this time slot. So.
Yeah, they're not going to get this time slot, baby. But anyway, if you're watching on Saturday night, if this is Saturday night and it's in Lansing, contact Continental Cable Mr. Mike Blondie. We don't have the phone numbers up on the screen because we're not allowed to do advertising. But contact your local cable company wherever you might be. Now, one thing we should mention that you have to be a resident, or at least the producer has to be the resident of the community in which this particular cable company serves. For instance, my producer, Mike Anderson, is an East Lansing resident, and that's how we got into TCI. I live in Lansing and was able to get the show over on Continental Cable. You can do your shows live. You can do them on tape. You can produce them the way Michigan Charlie and the way Ed does. You can do them live the way Raphael and myself do. But you never know what you can do until you try, and you got to make that first phone call. Remember, it's TCI Cable Joe Murphy, and Continental Cable asks for Mike Blondie, and they'll set you up. Folks, that's going to wrap it up for a Jaz McKay Show. We'll be back with you next week with a very special edition of the Jaz McKay program. That'll be next Tuesday night right here on Channel 56, and that's in East Lansing, and in Lansing Continental Cable, Channel 37. Until then, este gupa, everybody. See ya. Bye.
As if drinking Pepsi wasn't rewarding enough, now they have the Gotta Have It card.
For a limited time only, Pepsi is offering special savings on many of your favorite activities and merchandise.
Can I recommend a movie, Cindy? How about a comedy? How about Captain Midnight, Cindy? Or what's Psycho, Cindy? How about a porno?
With the Gotta Have It card, you can save up to 25% on movies, video rentals, food, footwear, prophylactics, and much, much more.
Do you have between the cheeks?
Going to the bathroom, Cindy? Taking a shit, Cindy? Use my salt, Cindy. Don't fall in, Cindy. Can I put the seat down for you, Cindy? Wipe your ass, Cindy. Hey, Cindy.
Is this a great card or what?
So grab your Pepsi Gotta Have It card today and start enjoying all the fun the summertime has to offer. The Pepsi Gotta Have It card.